Hello everyone. Today's video about breast cancer. Recently there has been news that the most famous TV actress Hina Khan has been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. She is fighting it and is very positive to overcome the problem, and we wish her a speedy recovery. So in this video we will learn about the signs and symptoms and treatment options for the breast cancer, and also how to know if it is a cancer, how to prevent breast cancer, what are the methods to diagnose, and when to visit a doctor. Well, I get to see so many patients on a regular basis. They come to me with breast lumps and nodules either on one side of the breast and sometimes found bilaterally. Sometimes they are painful and sometimes they are not. So, what are these breast lumps or nodules, and do we need to worry about them? Well, the lumps in the breast can have a lot of different causes. They are often caused by something harmless like a non-cancerous tissue growth, also known as fibroadenoma, or a buildup of fluid called breast cyst. Sometimes a breast lump can be a sign of something serious like a breast cancer. Do not try to self-diagnose the cause of the lump. It is always best to visit a doctor when you are in doubt. Breast tissue typically might feel lumpy or ropey. Patients may have breast tenderness that comes and goes with your menstrual period. A breast lump is a mass, growth or swelling within the breast tissue. While finding a lump in your breast can be concerning, it is always important to remember that the majority of breast lumps are not breast cancer. There are many conditions that may cause benign or non-cancerous breast lumps. However, all breast lumps should be investigated by a healthcare professional. While breast lumps should be checked and be monitored by a healthcare professional, it is important to note that if there is a sudden disappearance of a noticeable breast lump, it does not mean that the breast cancer cannot or has not developed. Beginning at the age of 40, all women should receive annual mammograms, and women over the age of 18 should perform a monthly breast self-exam. Breast lumps are common, and not all breast lumps are cancerous. Non-cancerous breast lumps are called benign, and the cancerous breast lumps are called malignant. There are many types and causes of benign breast lumps like the fibroadenomas, fibrocystic breast cysts, fat necrosis, lipomas, which are nothing but slow growing fatty lumps that form just under the surface of the skin, mastitis, which is an inflammation within the breast tissue caused by an infection. Breast abscess, this is a fluid collection or pus pocket in the breast. Milk cyst or galactocele, this is almost exclusively occurring in lactating women, and intraductal papilloma. Breast lumps that are cancerous are often referred to as malignant tumors. Malignant tumor is nothing but it's a mass of abnormal tissues that contains cancerous cells. They can range in size and texture, they may or may not be painful, and they may or may not be felt through the skin. Although breast lumps are common and many are non-cancerous, there are several breast lump warning signs to be aware of. You need to see a doctor if you notice a lump that begins to grow or it changes, or if you find a lump that does not go away after menstruation, or if there is a lump that causes pain or discomfort. It is so very important to remember that breast cancer in its early stages does not show any noticeable signs or symptoms. That is why practicing early detection methods such as receiving your annual mammograms, annual well-woman visits that include your clinical exams and monthly breast self-exams are critical to diagnosing breast cancer early. That is when it is most treatable. Although breast cancer primarily affects only women, sometimes men also develop breast cancer as they also have breast tissue. Male breast cancer is rare and makes up less than 1% of all the breast cancer diagnoses. While breast cancer in men is rare, men carry a higher breast cancer mortality rate than women because of the delayed diagnosis and treatment. It is just not clear what causes these male breast cancer, but the risk factors include older age, as male breast cancer is usually diagnosed in men who are in their 60s, and exposure to estrogen related drugs such as those used to treat prostate cancer, or having a family history of breast cancer, whether male or female, or a liver disease such as cirrhosis, sometimes obesity, which causes higher levels of estrogen in the body, and testicle disease or surgery, or Klinefelter syndrome. Breast cancer diagnosis often begins with an exam and with the discussion with the patient about the symptoms. There are many tests and exams to diagnose the breast cancer, like you have the breast exam, where the doctor looks for any changes in the breast and feels the breast for any lumps, or mammogram, which is an X-ray of the breast tissue, breast ultrasound, which is an imaging test that shows whether the lump is a solid mass or a fluid-filled cyst. Breast MRI, this method is used to look closely for any other areas of cancer in the affected breast. Biopsy, this is a procedure to remove a sample of tissue for testing in the lab. Staging breast cancer, this is where there are few more tests that needs to be done to figure out the extent of the cancer. This is called cancer staging. Breast cancer stages range from 0 to 4. A lower number means the cancer is less advanced and more likely to be cured. Stage 0 means the cancer that is contained within the breast duct. It hasn't broken out to invade the breast tissue yet. The number of stages increases as the cancer grows into the breast tissue and gets more advanced. Stage 4 breast cancer means that the cancer has spread to other parts of the body. There are many options for breast cancer treatment, like removing the breast cancer, called the lumpectomy, which is the surgery to remove the breast cancer and some of the healthy tissue around it. Removing all of the breast tissue, this is a mastectomy, which is the surgery to remove all the breast tissue from the breast. The most common mastectomy procedure is total mastectomy, also called as simple mastectomy. This procedure removes all of the breast, including the lobules, ducts, fatty tissue, and some skin, including the nipple and areola. Removing a few lymph nodes. A sentinel node biopsy is an operation to take out some lymph nodes for testing. When the breast cancer spreads, it often goes to the nearby lymph nodes first. So, to see if the cancer has spread, a surgeon removes some of the lymph nodes near the cancer. If no cancer is found in those lymph nodes, the chance of finding cancer in any of the other lymph nodes is small. No other lymph nodes need to be removed. Removing several lymph nodes. Axillary lymph node dissection is an operation to remove many lymph nodes from the armpit. Removing both breasts, that is also an option. Some people who have cancer in one of the breasts may choose to have their other breast removed, even if it doesn't have cancer. This procedure is called a contralateral prophylactic mastectomy. It might be an option if you have high risk of getting cancer in the other breast too. Now let's check some of the complications of breast cancer surgery. It depends on the procedure you choose. All the operations have a risk of pain, bleeding and infection. Removing lymph nodes in the armpit carries a risk of arm swelling called lymphedema. Then we have radiation therapy. This therapy treats cancer with powerful energy beams. Chemotherapy. This therapy treats cancer with strong medicines. Many chemotherapy medicines exist. Treatment often involves a combination of chemotherapy medicines. Most are given through a vein, some are available even in the pill form. Chemotherapy for breast cancer is often used after surgery, sometimes before surgery too. It can kill any cancer cells that might remain and lower the risk of the cancer coming back. Then the hormone therapy. This therapy uses medicines to block certain hormones in the body. It's a treatment for breast cancer that are sensitive to the hormones estrogen and progesterone. Then the other therapy is targeted therapy. This therapy uses medicines that attack specific chemicals in the cancer cells. By blocking these chemicals, targeted treatments can cause cancer cells to die. Immunotherapy. This therapy is a treatment with medicine that helps the body's immune system to kill cancer cells. The immune system fights off diseases by attacking germs and other cells that shouldn't be there in the body. Cancer cells survive by hiding themselves from the immune system. So immunotherapy helps the immune system cells to find and kill the cancer cells. Then the palliative care. Palliative care is a special type of health care that helps you feel better when you have a serious illness. If you have cancer, palliative care can help relieve pain and other symptoms. A team of healthcare professionals provide palliative care. The team can include doctors, nurses, and other specially trained professionals. Their goal is to improve quality of life for you and your family. Palliative care specialists work with you, your family, and your care team to help you feel better. They provide an extra layer of support while you have cancer treatment. You can have palliative care at the same time as strong cancer treatments such as surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation therapy. When palliative care is used along with all the other appropriate treatments, people with cancer may feel better and live longer. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Do like, share and subscribe. Stay happy and healthy. Until my next video. Bye bye.